In this EFT session, EFT is the emotional freedom technique, we are going to use the magical tools of EFT to release and let go of the feelings of anger. Anger is a very, very intense negative emotion that can inspire us to behave in ways that are not normal or are not acceptable to us without this anger. And anger as a feeling could be normally an extension, a deceptive, a reflective expansion or build up of an emotion. Now let me explain a little bit before we get into tapping. Let me share with you my take on the difference between emotions and feelings, so that when you're tapping, you realize when we are tapping on emotions and when we are letting go of that related feelings. Now, an emotion is a reflective trigger of whatever is going on within us. And to break down even that further, for instance, you were abused in the past and you have that information, you have that data logged in your unconscious mind. And maybe you felt a certain way, certain impulses were generated in your brain to reflect and remind you of the danger related to that experience. So let's imagine that something happens, an event, an experience. You go through an experience that generates a similar impulse in your brain. Your brain immediately triggers a related experience of abuse that you have in your memory to inspire the flight or fight attitude of a human being, the flight or fight attribute of our brains. So the brain is literally protecting you, almost presenting to you two options. Do you want to fight or you want to fly? So that's an emotion. Now, once that emotion is triggered, for instance, an emotion of related to anger, so you become really frustrated, so you have an emotion of frustration. Now you have a choice to either generate more feelings towards this emotion or just observe it and let it go. So a feeling is a generated kind of like extension or a response to an emotion. A feeling is a response to an emotion, and you can really choose how you're gonna respond to this emotion. So let's imagine that you have maybe triggered a lot of frustration emotions that have generated anger, generated feelings of anger, and somehow consciously or even unintentionally you decided to build on the feelings of anger. So we are going to tap both on the root cause of that anger, the emotions that were the foundation of your response for anger, and the anger itself. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Starting from the side of the arm on the karate chop point, please tap along with me. Repeat the statements as you hear them. And even if these statements do not resonate with you, just tap anyway, and you'll be able to get a relief. Okay. Tapping on the side of the arm on the karate chop point, even though I have all these frustrated emotions that are triggers of past events that generate all this anger, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though within me there are events and experiences, there should be a memory, data or information that triggers emotions of frustration. That's okay. I'm doing the best I can. Even though I'm always triggered to be frustrated, and for some reason I respond with feelings of anger. So there is a part of me that chooses to generate feelings of anger. I love, accept, forgive myself and everyone else involved. Now take a deep breath right here. All right, let's continue tapping on the meridian points. If you don't know the meridian points, I'll leave a link with it where you can access the document where all the meridian points are. But if you don't have that time, just listen carefully and I'll tell you where we are tapping as we go along. So eyebrow, top of the eye. Repeat after me and keep tap with your 2 fingers softly as you repeat the following statements. All these emotions of frustration, side of the arm, side of the eye, that generate these feelings of anger, under the eye, all these memories within me, under the nose, that trigger emotions of frustration, chin, and then I choose to feel angry, collarbone. I'm so ready to let all this go. Top of the head, I'm ready to let go of the root cause of this frustration or any related emotions that generate this anger. Top of the eye, I choose to release and let go of this anger. Side of the eye, I choose to disassociate myself from responding to all and any emotions. I choose to disassociate myself from responding to all negative emotions by generating anger. Under the eye, I choose to become a witness of my negative emotions. Under the nose, I choose to release and let go of the root cause of these negative emotions. Chin, I choose to release and let go of my grip on all these negative emotions that generate anger within me. Collarbone, I choose to feel good regardless of what emotions are generated within me. Top of the head, I choose to be in control of my mind. Top of the eye, I choose to focus on what I have. Side of the eye, I choose to be grateful all the time, regardless of whatever is going on in my life. Under the eye, I choose to know that I am neither my emotions nor my feelings. I choose to know that I am more. Under the nose, I choose to feel empowered consistently to choose how I feel. Chin, I choose to feel good all the time, regardless of what's going on in my environment. Collarbone, I now release and let go of this anger from all the roots and the deepest causes. Top of that head, I release and let go of this anger and how I know that I have anger from all the roots and deepest causes. Top of the eye, I release and let go of all these negative emotions and how I know that I have them. I release them from my energetic systems. Side of the eye, I release and let go of this sadness and anger from my meridian system. Under the eye, I release and let go of this anger from my nervous system. Under the nose, I release and let go of this anger from my blood system, circulatory system. Chin, I release and let go of all this anger from my respiratory system. Collarbone, I choose to become a witness of my experiences. Top of the head, I choose to be free from all these negative emotions. Top of the eye, I choose to forgive the past. Side of the eye, I choose to be alright with everything as it is. Under the eye, I choose to feel happy instead of angry. Under the nose, I choose to feel enthusiastic and grateful all the time. Chin, I choose to focus on what I want religiously. Collarbone, I am a happy person and I choose to generate happiness instead of this anger. Top of the head, I seal this process with divine love and wisdom. Thank you, my unconscious mind. Thank you, God within me. Thank you, my higher self, for helping me heal my life and taking control of my mind. I love you and I thank you. Perfect. So we are done. Take a deep breath right here. Release. Now take a glass of water, and if you go through this process at least twice a day, depends on how much anger you've generated in your system, you will start realizing a sense of relief, a sense of relaxation, and you will stop reacting to those emotions. As a matter of fact, you have now detached from your grip on all these negative memories. So negative emotions will cease being responses to external stimuli. So once again, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I urge you to subscribe if you haven't. Leave any comment about how you felt. I urge you to click on the bell icon so that you can be the first to receive inspirational, self-empowerment and healing videos as and when I upload them. In the interim, thanks once again, and I'm sending you God's love and light. Bye for now.